After unveiling its latest livery at the F175 event in London last week, Mercedes has finally released official images of its W16 car for the 2025 season. The car returns to its iconic silver and black livery, reflecting the German manufacturer's distinctive identity. The unveiling comes ahead of a filming session scheduled to take place at the Bahrain International Circuit on Tuesday. With the latest design and technology in place, what do you think Mercedes' chances are for the 2025 season? Let's dive in. Last season, Mercedes finished fourth in the Constructors' Championship. Although the team managed to get back to winning ways after a disappointing 2023 campaign, with George Russell and Lewis Hamilton taking 2 wins each, the W15 proved to be limited by its tight setup. This prevented Mercedes from gaining the advantage they had hoped for in an increasingly competitive Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren. The 2025 season marks the fourth and final year of the current ground effect regulations, before F1 moves to a new technical regime in 2026. As such, Mercedes has used all the lessons learned from the past 3 seasons to design the W16, a car it hopes will return it to the top of the competition. The team claims to have made a number of major changes that are expected to deliver significant improvements in performance and consistency across a variety of tracks. One of the main changes is to the aerodynamics, where Mercedes has sought to optimize the airflow around the car to improve efficiency and downforce without sacrificing straight-line speed. In addition, the front suspension design has been completely reworked to improve the car's stability when entering and exiting corners. These changes are expected to address the W15's main weaknesses, where it struggled in slow corners and often suffered from uneven tire degradation. In addition to the exterior, the interior of the car has also undergone significant changes. The power unit, developed by Mercedes-AMG high-performance powertrains at Brixworth, has undergone a number of enhancements to improve efficiency and durability, particularly in light of the challenges of fuel consumption and engine temperatures, which are critical during long races. New cooling technology has also been introduced to maintain engine performance stability throughout the race. Mercedes technical director James Allison explained that after 3 seasons of adapting to the ground effect regulations, the car's development is at a more mature stage. Major improvements in lap times are increasingly difficult to achieve, but we have concentrated on improving the areas that hampered us last year, said Allison. Our main focus has been on addressing the W15's reluctance to turn in slow corners and balancing tire temperatures, which caused inconsistent performance from session to session. We spent a lot of time understanding the car's characteristics and working closely with the drivers in simulation sessions to ensure that the W16 can perform better on all types of tracks. We are very pleased with the progress we have made over the winter and can't wait to see how we compare with the other teams, he added. Meanwhile, Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff remains realistic about his team's chances for the 2025 season. He admits the competition is getting tougher, but believes the W16 has great potential to return to the front of the grid. We know that every team has made improvements and there is no guarantee that we will be right at the front. However, with the great effort we have made, we are optimistic that we can be more competitive than last year, said Wolff. The pre-season test in Bahrain over the next few weeks will be Mercedes' first opportunity to test the W16 in real-life conditions. The results of this test will provide an early picture of whether the changes made have produced the expected results or if there are still areas that need to be improved before the start of the season. This year also marks the beginning of a new era for Mercedes after the departure of Lewis Hamilton, who opted to join Ferrari after 12 years and 6 World Championship titles with the team. As a replacement, Mercedes entrusted the vacant seat to the Italian wunderkind, Kimi Antonelli. However, Toto Wolff emphasized that the 2025 season will be more focused on Antonelli's development in preparation for 2026, when the new F1 car regulations come into effect. On the other hand, George Russell is ambitious to take advantage of this momentum and fight for the world title. In his interview with The Times, he stressed that he is ready to take Mercedes back to the top of the competition. I've been in F1 for 6 years, next season is my 7th year and this is my 4th year with Mercedes, said Russell. I feel really ready to step up to the next level and fight for the World Championship. I'm ready to compete with Max Verstappen, and if we get the chance, I'm not going to waste it. Russell added that for the past 3 years he has been in tandem with one of the best drivers of all time, Lewis Hamilton. If you can finish ahead of Hamilton or beat him in the championship, that means for the next 12 seasons, that's enough to fight for the world title. Mercedes has had a difficult 3 years, with each improvement to the car often leading to new problems. Russell said the team was very cautious about making changes this year. "I thought it would be a significant change this year, to be honest," he told media outlets including Planet F1. "Every year we find problems, we fix them, but then new problems appear. This year we've been more disciplined in the changes we've made and more careful in the simulator to make sure we don't fall into any new traps." Russell explained that the team has been thinking ahead in the development of the car. "When you change the characteristics of the car, how it feels to drive, how the front and rear balance, if you go too far in one direction it's going to be a problem. We had to be really careful about any fundamental change we made and think about how it's going to affect race performance." The W16 will make its track debut in pre-season testing at Bahrain's Sakhir circuit. Mercedes' latest car will be the focus of attention given the significant changes that have been made for the 2025 season. With more aggressive aerodynamic developments and increased power unit output, Mercedes hopes the W16 will be able to challenge the dominance of Red Bull, who have been the strongest team in recent seasons. George Russell and Andrea Kimi Antonelli are scheduled to drive the W16 during Tuesday's filming day. The session will allow the team to gather initial data on the balance and characteristics of the car before official testing begins on Wednesday. Mercedes have confirmed that Antonelli will test the car first in the opening morning session, before handing over to Russell in the afternoon. This rotation will continue throughout the test, with Russell starting the morning session on Thursday and Antonelli taking over in the afternoon. The final session on Friday will follow the same format as the first day, with Russell completing his final stint to ensure that all technical aspects of the W16 are tested to the maximum. For Antonelli, the opportunity to drive the W16 in this test is a pivotal moment in his journey to Formula One's elite competition. As one of the most promising young talents, his presence behind the wheel of the W16 is not only a valuable experience, but also part of Mercedes' long-term plan to recapture its glory days. If he can show a promising performance in this test, it is not impossible that Mercedes will consider a bigger role for him in the future. With high pressure and expectations, Antonelli has a golden opportunity to prove that he is worthy of being part of a team that has a long history in Formula One. On the other hand, Russell faces a big challenge as a leader in a team that is trying to get back to winning ways. With his increasingly mature experience and understanding of team dynamics, he is expected to provide useful technical feedback to Mercedes engineers as they seek to optimize the performance of the W16. His success in managing test strategies, understanding the car's strengths and weaknesses, and adapting to regulatory changes will be key factors in determining whether Mercedes can compete at the top again. The 2025 season is a pivotal moment for Mercedes in its efforts to return to the top of Formula One after several years of ups and downs. With competition getting fiercer and technical innovations continuing to evolve, the results of this pre-season test will be an early indicator of whether the W16 has the potential to challenge Red Bull, Ferrari, and other teams for the championship title. Can Mercedes return to their glory days with the W16? Or do they need more time to perfect their package? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.